The World Health Organization sent out that infamous tweet saying there's no human-to-human transmission, and that, I think, lulled a number of countries into a false sense of security. And that, I think, this tweet saying there's no human-to-human transmission, and that, I think, lulled a number of countries into a false sense of security. And as you say, there are many more infections, sense of security. And that, I think, lulled a number of countries into a false sense of security. And as you say, there are many more infections and many more deaths because of this deception.
And implausibly, shockingly, the head of the World Health Organization basically embracing the communist state, the Communist Party that runs the People's Republic of China, an extraordinary display, particularly given that he didn't know what he was talking about and is sitting on top of the most important World Health Organization.
Yeah, Dr. Tedros delayed the declaration of a public emergency of international concern. He did that in January. He declared the declaration of a pandemic. He did that in March. And at the end of January, Dr. Tedros said to Chinese state media, look, China's response shows the superiority of China's socialist system, which, Lou, of course, that's an attack on the whole notion of democracy around the world.
An attack, and it is a question now, and obviously an open-ended question. Exactly what is this on the part of China that it has unleashed on the world? It is, we're told that it was, first of all, it was impossible to engineer it. The scientists at the University of Technology, the South China University of Technology, making a clear claim that it was indeed an engineered virus. Claim that it was indeed an engineered virus. Claim that it was indeed an engineered virus. It was indeed an engineered virus.
Yeah, and this is important because, you know, China is a member of the Biological Weapons Convention, which outlaws the possession of biological weapons. Unfortunately, there is no inspection mechanism, verification process in that convention. And we've got to be concerned in the United States and elsewhere that China, what is China doing in these various weapons labs that it appears to be maintaining?
This makes me sick. This makes me sick at my stomach. In other words, my gut feeling was correct. It was intentionally done. My God.
And the United States, I believe, you know, everyone has said biological weapons aren't practical. Well, Lou, you know, in this pandemic, we have seen what they can do to a society, especially ours. So we've got to be really concerned about what China is cooking up in its labs.
I was struck, and as you know, on this broadcast, we termed it this contagion and a pandemic 2 weeks before the World Health Organization finally did so. And I was stunned to see U.S. public health agencies, whether it's the CDC, you name it, not, for whatever reason, taking the initiative to express clearly what was before them. And that is that the world had a contagion that that is the definition of pandemic.
Yes, you know, and it was very important for President Trump on January 31st to impose the travel restrictions and the quarantines on those coming from China. Because if he hadn't done that, this would be so much more worse than it is today. And that is
I agree with that.
I mean, President Trump wasn't